So either you just reached level 85, or maybe you have an old character you would like to start playing again, and now you would like to know what to do in order to gear up quickly. This I will help you with in this guide. So for those of you who already have a main character, I would highly recommend you to log onto that and head to either Orgrimmar as a Horde player or Stormwind City as an Alliance. Here you will find yourself a Justice Quartermaster where you can purchase yourself 359 epic boots that are bind on equip. So you can purchase them on your main character and send them to your first level 85. If you don't have a main character, well then you can just head to the auction house where you can find a lot of these for less than 1000 gold. I mean, when you're leveled up, you probably made yourself thousands of gold anyway, so why not spend it here to boost your item level? You can also look out for other cheap epic items or rare items. Overall, boosting up your item level this quickly is gonna be important if you wish to head into a dungeon even faster. What you can also do is to head to Twilight Highlands and do the arena quest chain. Here you will need to assemble a party, but at the end you will get yourself a 333 weapon. For those of you playing a Feral Druid, there sadly won't be an upgrade here, but for all the other classes and specializations, you should find something useful. At this point, my gear were also starting to look pretty decent, but before I could sign up for my very first heroic, I would simply have to do a couple of normal dungeons to get some better equipment. However, before you start signing up for dungeons, make sure to head to the different quartermasters and check what items you can purchase here. By reaching Exalted, you can for example get yourself different epic items. And to get Exalted, you simply just purchase one of the tabards, equipping these, and whenever you slay something in the dungeon, you'll be rewarded reputation with that faction. Alright, so at this point you're then ready to head into dungeons, either on normal or heroic difficulty. And remember, whenever they drop something that you won't be able to equip as your main specialization, then you might be able to collect these as off specialization. And the insane thing is that if you win these items, and even though you don't equip them and you just keep them in your bags, well then they will boost your overall item level, so you can sign up for heroics even quicker. One of the main reasons why you would like to get into heroics is because you're also going to be rewarded with valor points at the end. And by the time your overall item level is going to be 346, you can sign up for the Sandalarian heroics. I'll get back to this later in the guide. Because first I would like to highlight another thing. When you're doing dungeons, you will be rewarded with justice points. And these you can spend in Stormwind City and Orgrimmar at the Quartermaster. Here you can purchase yourself rare and epic items, and you would of course like to focus on items that will boost either your item level or be the best for your class. Which is why you will sometimes have to purchase a blue item, as it's going to be an upgrade. However, at this point you'll probably then be ready to head into the Sandalarian heroics. This will be Zul'Gurub and Suleiman, and the insane thing is that every single boss in here will be dropping epic items. In fact, the final one will even be dropping 2. And the first time you complete this dungeon during the day, you will be rewarded with 240 valor points. The following dungeons will reward 60. When you get into Suleiman for the first time, you should also make sure you pick up all the different quests in the beginning of the dungeon. At the end, you will then be able to get many different epic rewards, and maybe there's even going to be something for your specific class. Else you will at least be able to get yourself a 24 slot bag, a bit of gold, which can be spent on the auction house. What you would also like to do is to try to be as efficient as possible with your currency, whether it's going to be justice points or valor points. When it comes to justice points, then you can purchase tier 11, and this is of course amazing, especially if you would like to start raiding anytime soon. But you could also save some of your justice points farming and simply just wait until you have a decent amount of valor points to get yourself tier 12 instead. However, if your current item is a lot worse compared to tier 11, then you should be replacing it, as it will increase your chance of getting a raid spot. What I would also like to highlight is that with the new Valor Quartermaster, or well, the new rewards, you can also get yourself a pair of braces. And these are going to be bind on equip. So if you need them on a main character, you should be farming the valor points on an alt, as there's going to be a weekly cap. And this weekly cap you don't want to spend on something that you could purchase either on the auction house or farm on an alt character. Next up, you're then also ready to head into the new rune difficulty dungeon. The downside of these dungeons is that they won't be dropping epic items like Zul'Gurub and Suleiman, but you're always rewarded 240 valor points upon completing the dungeon. The insane thing is that you will also be rewarded with a new currency or a new fragment. Each boss kill rewards you 2, and at the end, if you have slain every single boss, you will be rewarded with an additional 3. These fragments can be exchanged either into normal weapons or heroic items, such as amazing trinkets. Yeah, some of them will be expensive, but then again, it's pretty insane. And you can also convert the fragment into valor points. In my opinion, this is how you should be gearing up from now on, as it's going to be such an efficient way, especially if you would like to try the new raid Firelands anytime soon. But before you head into Firelands, you should probably practice raiding and your rotation by doing tier 11 content. So we're talking about Bastion of Twilight, Black Wind Descent, Throne of the Four Winds, and of course, Baradin Hold. Baradin Hold is such a quick raid, and it's going to be important to do, especially later on in Phase 3 when they're going to add in yet another boss. And this boss will be dropping tier 12. To increase your own chance of being invited into the raid, there's a couple of things you could be doing. First off, enchanting all your different items, getting the best possible gems, reforging, getting the glyphs, and of course the correct talent tree. And all of these things will improve your character's performance, so you hopefully won't be kicked from the party. And remember to also get yourself a head enchant. These are purchased through the different factions and requires revert reputation, but the good thing is that they're bind on account. So if you already have another character who has the required reputation, log on, purchase it, and send it to your other character. This is also the exact same case with the Pharaoh's Shoulder enchants. Bind on account, but requires you to reach Exalted with the faction. The quickest way to get reputation is simply just to do all the different quests in Deepholm, and by finishing the storyline, you will end up being revered. Next up, you purchase the tabard, and you start farming dungeons. And as you're farming valor points and gear, you'll slowly reach Exalted, and now you have to enchant for all your future characters. The last thing I did before I signed up to the first raid were to make sure I had also leveled up my professions. Some professions comes with amazing benefits, such as additional gems, powerful enchants, or just crafted gear that will help you a lot. Alright, so at this point I were also ready to head into my first raid, and I have to be honest, it wasn't difficult at all. I guess one of the main reasons for this is because it's so easy to gear up in Phase 3. A lot of the raid members, including myself, had some pretty decent items, and we continued to do all the different tier 11 raids, followed by me doing dungeons on rune difficulty, until my average item level were close to 360. At this point, you can start doing tier 11 raids on heroic difficulty, or you could try to sign up for your first Firelands on normal difficulty. Before you sign up for the raid, there's one thing you could also be doing, and it is simply to farm the different creatures in the raid together with other people. There you can get different bind on equip items at 378, but you're also being rewarded with reputation. This reputation is with Avengers of Hyjal, a new faction in Phase 3. When you reach Friendly, which is super easy, you can unlock yourself a cloak. Later on, it's going to be a belt, followed by a trinket, and at Exalted, there's going to be a high item level ring. Yeah, these will definitely be insane. So you could just be farming trash creatures until your item level is good enough for you to also attempt the different bosses. For those of you still watching, remember you can also farm honor for PvP items. Yeah, of course good for PvP, but in some cases it will also replace a green or blue item if you just reach level 85. You can even get yourself epic weapons as well, and honor is going to be so easy to farm. What I would recommend you to do is to sign up for the Battle for Wintergrasp. This you can do every 3 hours at 3, 6, 9 and 12 AM and PM. And once every week there's going to be 5 different quests you can do that rewards you additional honor. In the beginning of this battle, I had less than 50 honor, and at the end, close to 1200. In other words, for 10 minutes of work, I also had myself an epic weapon. Another reason for why I mentioned this honor farm is because there's going to be honor trade goods where you can hand in 375 honor in exchange of 250 justice points. Pretty good if you would like to do PvP and get PvE items. And you can also do it the other way around, trade 375 justice points in exchange of 250 honor. So I hope you enjoyed this Phase 3 gearing guide. Soon I will be publishing gold making methods and a lot of other useful Cataclysm videos, so stay tuned for those. As always, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace.